to Liberia signing up to the European Union deforestation regulations. Bond County Representative Marvin Cole seeks Civil Service Agency Director General Josiah Jokai's dismissal for violation of the Code of Conduct. And in foreign news, South African President mounts legal challenge against report that he could lead to impeachment. These and many more are coming up, but we'll take a break and be right back with Focal News Rise. Welcome back to Focal News Rise, and here's our bulletin. The acting director general of the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, Dr. Sawata Kamal, has disclosed that health authorities are actively screening and monitoring 16 travelers arriving from Ebola-affected regions. According to Dr. Kamal, as of Tuesday, May 26, 2026, travelers from Uganda, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Canada, and Liberia were screened and placed under monitoring. Manakana noted that the individuals underwent temperature checks, health assessments, and daily monitoring in collaboration with districts and county health teams as part of intensive national surveillance measure. Also speaking, Health Minister Louis Poto has informed the House of Representatives that Liberia currently has no confirmed Ebola case and is not responding to an outbreak. The minister added that health authorities remain vigilant and focused on preventive interventions and national preparedness mechanisms. Minister Poto disclosed that the government has activated a national Ebola preparedness team, strengthened screening at airports and border points, enhanced laboratory readiness, and intensified public awareness campaigns nationwide. She added that Liberia continues to coordinate closely with the World Health Organization, the African Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention as part of regional preparedness efforts. Deputy Agriculture Minister David Akwe has strongly objected to Liberia signing up to the European Union deforestation regulations, arguing that Liberia should manage its forests through its local laws and regulations. Deputy Minister Akwe said the ministry's position is that if regulations are needed, they should be determined by the legislature, aligning with Liberia's National Development Plan. The EU deforestation regulation is a landmark European Union law designed to ensure that specific key commodities sold in or exported from the EU market are entirely deforestation-free. Akwe also noted that EUDR has currently designed what appears to him to be a form of new colonial rule expected to be enforced in sovereign countries. He further criticized the European Union's approach, saying the EU should have engaged with the Ministry of Justice and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, together with lawmakers, to review the regulations and ensure it is in Liberia's best interest. Representative Josiah Marvin Cole has called for the resignation or dismissal of Josiah Jokai, Director General of the Civil Service Agency. The Bond County Electoral District 3 lawmaker criticized the participation of Jokai during the official unveiling of the National Independent Movement for Boycott, established by Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler. Speaking to legislative reporter at his Capitol Building office on Tuesday, May 26, 2026, Representative Cole described Jokai's presence at the political gathering as alarming. Cole termed Jokai's involvement in a political rally as troubling, particularly after he had reportedly dismissed several public employees over allegations of involvement in politics. The Bond County lawmaker argues that the CS8 boss violated provisions of the National Code of Conduct by his attendance and wearing paraphernalia associated with a political organization. According to Cole, Jokai's action violates Section 5, Chapter 5.1 of the 2024 Code of Conduct, while urging President Boyka to institute punitive measures to serve as deterrent. Jokai warns President Boyka to take cognizance of the incident, while stressing that public officials must hold the same standard they enforce against ordinary civil servants. Meanwhile, Representative Cole has questioned the crime committed by nurse Paula Bidel, who who allegedly made false alarm about Ebola virus. He asserted that Madam Bida was only following orders from the higher authorities. Information Minister Jeremy Pia has reaffirmed the government's commitment to the ongoing Southeastern Road Connectivity and Urban Development Project in cities across Liberia. Speaking during the Tuesday, May 26, 2026 edition of the ministry's regular briefing, Pia mentioned that Wajama and Foya cities are expected to undergo significant urban transformation alongside road construction process. According to the minister, the project will not only focus on the paving of highways, but will also include the modernization and proper layout of city streets. The effort, according to the information minister, will replace many of the dusty and poorly structured roads currently affecting residents. According to Pia, the road designs will incorporate expanded shoulders, pedestrian spaces, and sidewalk within major cities center as part of broader public safety measures. He noted that the government is seeking to reduce risks associated with increased traffic movement, include accidents involving pedestrians, through improved urban planning and road safety infrastructure. The managing director of the Liberia Water and Sewerage Corporation has defended his assertion regarding the expansion of water projects to several counties across Liberia. Ali defense followed public concerns regarding his pronouncement that 70% of the population has access to safe drinking water, a situation that prompted an invitation from the House of Representatives. Speaking during a hearing, Moali mentioned that ongoing water initiatives in Babolu, Barclayville, Zweju, Greenville, Sando, Totota, and Compound Number 3 in Grand Bassa County were driven by lobbying efforts from lawmakers seeking improved water access for their constituencies. Ali praised members of the legislature for advocating for safe drinking water projects in their respective districts and communities. Addressing concern about extended water services to Moserado County District 17, the LWSC's boss noted that such projects will require either an extensive pipeline network or the construction of a decentralized water system. According to Ali, any major expansion will first require a detailed feasibility studies and legislative funding approval, warning that projects are capital intensive. He disclosed that the proposed full water supply system for Ganta City alone is projected to cost approximately $10 million United States dollars due to the city's rapid population growth and increasing water demands. Representative Bernard Blue Benson of Moserado County Electoral District 17 has intensified electricity expansion as one of his top priorities. However, Representative Benson commended the Liberian Electricity Corporation for extending its power grid within the district. According to Benson, Phase 1 of the electricity expansion project focused on connecting homes to the national grid, adding that preparations are underway for the commencement of Phase 2. Benson revealed that the second phase is expected to begin in August, describing the initiative as a demonstration of the government commitment in increasing electricity access across the country. He assured that additional residents will be connected before the end of this year, emphasizing that his primary concern remains the extension of electricity to rural parts of the district. In a related development, Representative Benson has attributed ongoing road infrastructure projects in the district to his consistent engagement with the Ministry of Public Works. The Director General of the Liberia Standards Authority, Stephen Y. Mamu, has clarified to members of the House of Representatives that the institution does not possess direct regulatory or enforcement power under its current act. Speaking to legislative reporters a few minutes after his appearance before the plenary, Mahmoud explained that the authority mandate is limited to standard development, testing, certification, and conformity assessment services. He noted that enforcement responsibilities relating to standards, consumer protection, and hazardous imports remained with government ministries and regulatory agencies, including the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. According to Mahmoud, lawmakers raised concerns over gaps in Liberia's quality assurance and public safety systems, particularly the importation of substandard and potentially hazardous products in the country. Mahmoud clarified that the Ministry of Commerce served as the supervising ministry, providing oversight and policy direction. The board chair of the Liberia Agricultural Commodity Regulatory Authority has called on Liberian farmers to comply with the European Union deforestation regulations ahead of the December 30, 2026 deadline. Madam Josephine George Francis warned that agricultural products from Liberia could be banned from entering European markets for failure to comply with the newly introduced European Union protocol. She emphasized the importance of establishing effective mechanisms and partnership to address the looming challenges associated with the regulations, while referencing President Joseph Boakar's Executive Order Number 151. The LAGRA board chair describes the precedent directive as a significant step toward promoting value addition in the agriculture sector, but stressed the need for stronger regulatory measures to ensure mutual benefits for Liberians. She further encouraged Liberian farmers to increase investment in cocoa and coffee cultivation as a means of strengthening the agricultural value chain and attracting foreign investment. The National Food Assistance Agency has stepped up the distribution of relief food to vulnerable people, including the disabled, schools, and old folks in Monrovia and its environs. As part of the distribution, NFA on Tuesday, May 26, 2026, carried 2 trucks loaded with rice, beans, vegetables, and palm oil to the Divine Case Academy in Johnsonville, the United Disabled Association in Louisiana, and the Del Rio Fund Ministry in Fender. Speaking during the presentation of the assorted food items, NAFA the Deputy Director for Operations, Elton Dixon, said the distribution of the food to vulnerable people is an indication that President Joseph Boaker has not forgotten vulnerable community. According to Dixon, whenever the NFA receives more funding from the government and partners, the government will continue the distribution to less fortunate people, especially during the rainy season. The New Georgia Bosseltown community in the township of Gannonville is tackling economic hardship following the demolition of its Palava Halls, the only source of income generation. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Forecast News, Chairman Watson Cannon said the Palava Hut served as the community's only reliable means of revenue generation. With its demolition, Chairman Cannon noted the community dwellers have no alternative source of income. According to Cannon, the demolition was carried out as part of preparations for the construction of a stretch of road that will connect New Georgia Bosseltown with the neighboring New Georgia Caldwell community. Cannon acknowledged the importance of the infrastructure projects. However, he urged rather the government and Representative Edward Flomo to intervene in the situation. And Bond County Electoral District 7 Representative Fode Famole has raised concern over what he described as alarming labor-related conditions affecting workers within the China Union concessions areas. Representative Famole disclosed that he and his team has recently conducted a comprehensive site visit at the concession, where they engaged the management of China Union and local contractors over several bad labor concerns. According to the Bond County lawmaker, the engagement uncovered several violations and unacceptable working conditions, including delayed payment of workers' salaries and wages, lack of clear employment contracts and terms of service, as well as unfair dismissal without due process. Representative Foley also raised concern over unsafe job sites, poor working conditions, and inadequate personal protective equipment. He also mentioned the limited employment opportunities for qualified locals, lack of employee training programs, transportation and accommodation, as well as frequent short-term contract renewals. Additionally, the lawmaker pointed to the lack of proper sanitation, safe drinking water, and basic welfare facility to various work sites within the concession area. Speaking following the visit, Representative Foley described the condition as unacceptable, stressing that workers deserve dignity and fairness, safety, and respect under the labor law. That's the shape of Forecast News Rise. Good morning and welcome back to Focal News Ride. If you're just joining in, it is a reminder that you are listening to a 45 minutes power pack news presentation about Liberia and Africa and the rest of our world on Focal Radio 105.3 or www.focalfm.com. I'm Emmanuel Gatswa anchoring this Wednesday, May 27, 2026 edition of the program. Story we're chasing in the headlines, a May public panel regarding Ebola rumors. Liberia's health authority confirmed active screening and monitoring assisting arrival from Ebola-affected regions. Deputy Agriculture Minister David Akwe poses an objection to Liberia's signing up to the European Union deforestation regulations. Bond County Representative Marvin Cole seeks Civil Service Agency Director General Josiah Jukai's dismissal for violation of the National Code of Conduct. And in foreign news, South Africa President Mount challenged against report that could lead to impeachment. We take a short break and when we return, we bring you the voices of those making the news. Welcome back. And to our first development, the acting Director General of the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, Dr. Sawata Kamau, has disclosed that health authorities are actively screening and monitoring 16 travelers arriving from Ebola-affected regions. According to the Kamona, as of Tuesday, May 26, 2026, the travelers from Uganda, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Canada, and Liberia were screened and placed under monitoring. Manakamona noted that the individual underwent temperature checks, health assessment, and daily monitoring in collaboration with districts and county health teams as part of intensified national surveillance measures.
As of yesterday morning, we have screened and monitored 6 travelers from the affected region, which were 9 Ugandan, like 1 from DRC, 1 from Canada. We are in collaboration with districts, the county health, and these are foreign nationals have been screened. The questionnaires were filled, the temperature were taken, they were checked for symptoms, and have been checked.
Also speaking, Health Minister Dr. Louis Poto has informed the House of Representatives that Liberia currently has no confirmed Ebola case and is now responding to an outbreak. Minister Poto stressed that the government has activated the National Ebola Preparedness Team, strengthened screening at airports and border points, enhanced laboratory readiness, and intensified public awareness campaign nationwide. She added that Liberia continues to coordinate closely with the World Health Organization, the Africa Center for Disease Control and Preventions, as well as regional preparedness efforts.
At this stage, Honorable Speaker, Liberia is not focused on an emergency response, but rather on targeted preventive intervention, and that is aimed at preventing the escalation in the likelihood even of a disease. So the Honorable Speaker that asked the question whether we have Ebola in this country, there is no Ebola in Liberia. On the communication we received, what actions the government has taken. The government constituted a national Ebola preparedness team to coordinate the readiness activities. The government has placed the National Public Health Emergency Operations on alert for real-time monitoring and coordination. There's enhanced surveillance for viral hemorrhagic fevers and rapid case detection. We have strengthened screening at the airport, border points, and other points of need. There's enhanced laboratory preparedness and diagnostic capacity. We are conducting continuous sensitization and training of healthcare workers. We are intensifying public awareness and risk communication activities. Honorable Speaker, we are also closely coordinating with the World Health Organization, the Africa CDC, the US CDC, and other regional bodies.
And that's the voice of Liberia Health Minister Dr. Louis Poto. Earlier was the voice of NFA Acting Director Dr. Sawata Kamau. Deputy Agriculture Minister David Akwe has strongly objected to Liberia signing up to the European Union deforestation regulations, urging that Liberia should manage its forests through its local laws and regulations. Deputy Minister Akwe said the ministry position is that if regulations are needed, they should be determined by the legislatures, aligning with Liberia's National Development Plan. The EU deforestation regulation is a landmark European Union law designed to ensure that specific key commodities sold or exported from the EU market are entirely deforestation-free. Akwe also noted that EUDR, as currently designed, appears to him to be a form of new colonial rule expected to be enforced in sovereign country. He further criticized the European Union approach, unveiling of the National Independent Movement for Boycott established by Deputy Speaker Thomas Fallon. Speaking to legislative reporter at his Capitol Building office on Tuesday, May 26, 2026, Representative Cole described Jokiah's presence at the political gathering as alignment. Cole termed Jokiah's involvement in a political rally as troubling, particularly after he had reportedly dismissed several public employees over allegations of involvement in politics. The Bond County lawmaker argued that the CSA boss violated provisions of the National Code of Conduct by his attendance and wearing a paraphernalia associated with political organizations. According to Representative Cole, Jokiah's action violates Section 5, Chapter 5.1 of the 2014 Code of Conduct, while urging President Boyka to institute punitive measures to serve as deterrent.
My attention has been drawn to the last week activities of the made an independent movement to support Boyka's second term bid. That has been organized by Honorable Thomas Fallon, the Deputy Speaker of the Republic of Liberia, who is a politician. At that rally, there was striking revelation. The director of the Liberia Civil Service Agency, boss Mr. Josiah Joker, well, at that event, his presence to grace that occasion was not only alarming, but he decided to take one of the uniforms that were bearing the independent movement to support President Boyka. Now, Mr. Joker needs to understand, as our people can always say, you cannot be preaching the height or the issue of equitability and then your hands not clean. Months and weeks, if I'm correct, in this country, Josiah Joker dismissed thousands of Liberians from the Liberia civil service payroll. Some of the grounds that he stated to the very legislature was people were involved with political activities. They went to integrity institutions, the LTA, the Central Bank of Liberia, other institutions. People were dismissed because they believed that those people were partisans. Mr. President, His Excellency Joseph Yoman Boyka, I am very, very grateful that God has given him life and he continued to steer the affairs of this country the way it is. But I think, Mr. President, if you did not see, I'm calling on the Almighty God to open your eyes, that Josiah Joker and you sat on the same platform with uniform violating the code of conduct that says all members, official or government should stay clear away from political rallies or using party materials on themselves and attending political rallies, because the intent of that law is to prevent chaos.
Meanwhile, Representative Cole has questioned the rationale behind the police action to arrest Ms. Paula Bidel, who allegedly made false alarm about Ebola virus. He asserted that Madam Bidel was only following orders from the higher authorities.
The Ministry of Health and Medical Hospital alleging that their nurses were alarming falsely that Ebola were in our country. I really want to know from the Ministry of Health, the police, what crime did this woman commit? It's to show the law that say if you are informed or if you see somebody with symptoms as a medical practitioner with Ebola, you cannot be alarmed. You cannot speak about it. So they are telling us, if you are a Liberian and you are at the border and you see somebody vomiting with red eye and everything, you should shut them up and come to the ministry and report, and the minister should come on air to talk that. Is that what the government is saying? My people, this country has a very bad experience concerning Ebola and coronavirus. I think the woman has not done anything more besides, again, the protested Josiah Joker and his wife being forced at that place to be the director of the nursing department at JFK is the one who called a meeting and spoke to the nurses and told them that this person was having all of the symptoms. If this ordinary nurse is behind bar or if she was arrested, Mr. Josiah Joker, wife Mrs. Joker, should also equally be arrested because the law of our country is blind. It sees no authority. It sees the right of this country. And that is what should happen. So I'm calling on President Boakai with immediate effect, dismiss Josiah Joker. I mean, he has abused the rights of that place. And the Ministry of Information, I know that Daniel Sando will listen to this and he had no defense.
And that's the voice of Bond County Electoral District 3 Representative Josiah Marvin Cole. Information Minister Geraldine Pierre has affirmed the government commitment to the ongoing Southeastern Road connectivity and urban development projects in cities across Liberia. Speaking during the Tuesday, May 26, 2026 edition of the Ministry regular press briefing, Pierre mentioned that Wajama and Foya City are expected to undergo significant urban transformation alongside the road construction process. According to the minister, the project will not only focus on the paving of highways, but will also include the modernization and proper layout of city streets. The effort, according to the information minister, will replace many of the dusty and poorly structured roads currently affecting residents. According to PR, the road designs will incorporate expanded shoulders, pedestrian spaces, and sidewalks within major cities, centered as part of broader public safety measures. He noted that the government is also seeking to reduce risks associated with increased traffic movement, including accidents involving pedestrians, through improved urban planning and road safety infrastructure.
This government is committed and very determined to pursuing that. But one of the things that is touching on that project is that the 3 cities that will be touched, were particularly the one for which we program, Wajama, Foya, those cities themselves, beyond the road are just passing through, be laid out in a way that some of the outlets you see in the city, little dusty roads here, there, and where's this no? For once, those isolated cities will be laid out properly. And the minister was talking about shoulders. It means that the road is expanded in such a way that beyond the portion that vehicles can move on, you got space, more space for pedestrians. And deep in the city centers, you have sidewalks to make sure that people are protected, because roads can also come with some consequences. Drivers can be roofless, there can be accidents. So all those precautionary safety and other measures will be taken.
That's the voice of Liberia Information Minister Geraldine Pierre. The managing director of Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation has defended his assertion regarding the expansion of water projects to several counties across Liberia. Mo Ali defense follows public concerns regarding his recent pronouncement that 70% of the population has access to safe drinking water, a situation that prompted an invitation from the House of Representatives. Speaking during the hearing, Mo Ali mentioned that ongoing water initiatives in Bopolu, Barclayville, Zweju, Greenville, Sano, Totota, and Compound number 3 in Grand Bassa counties were driven by lobby efforts from lawmakers seeking improved water access for the constituencies. Ali praised members of the legislature for advocating for safe drinking water projects in their respective districts and communities. Addressing concerns about extending water services to Montserrat County District 17, the LWSC boss noted that such a project will require either an extensive pipeline network or the construction of a decentralized water systems. According to Ali, any major expansion will first require a detailed feasibility study and legislative funding approval, warning that projects are capital intensive.
Many a times people take issue with why we are leaving Monserrado to go to other counties. I like to state here clearly that most of the counties we are going to, it is the same members of the legislature who have been lobbying with you, their colleagues, to have allotment for their constituency. It's with Opolo in Bakolo, with Swedru in Greenville, in Sino, Totota, Compound 3, Plibo, and we like to say kudos to those members of the legislature who have been advocating for the supply of water to their constituency. And Honorable Speaker, co-presiding and members of the House, yeah, I'm coming to that. District 17, in order to carry water there means that we have to extend a whole pipe network or construct a decentralized system in communities like we are doing in Totota and Compound. If we are construct a pipe network there, then we have to conduct feasibility study and submit to this honorable body for funding, which will be expensive. I can assure you. For example, the feasibility study we conducted in Ganta, which is a sprawling city, and taking into consideration if we expand in population, is going to cost us 10 million to construct a full water supply system in Ghana. It's a big city. It's expanding. The water demand is huge.
And that's the voice of Liberia Water and Sewerage Corporation Managing Director Mohammed Ali. Representative Barnum Benson of Monserrado County Electoral District 17 has intensified electricity expansion as one of his top priorities. However, Representative Benson commended the Liberia Electricity Corporation for extending its power grid within the district. According to Benson, Phase 1 of the electricity expansion project focused on connecting homes to the national grid, adding that preparations are on the way for the commencement of Phase 2.
Top of our priority, which is number one, electricity. Thanks to LEC, Liberia Electricity Corporation, the World Bank, the government of Liberia, they've done a very good job. The expansion and connection of homes in the Phase 2, in the Phase 1 project. And there has been a break in. There are a lot of words in that from LEC, sources in LEC, that World Bank has given a non-verbal agreement to LEC, and they are now in the process of putting with the company to start Phase 2. So we are sure that Phase 2 connectivity and expansion would start in, I'm guessing, August, just to be on the safe side. But be as it may, I think the government is sure that electricity will be expanded to our district. So every day I go a year, people crying about electricity. For the end of the year, a lot of our district will be. And I'm also pushing LEC to extend the electricity to communities like Clare Ashland, Misburg, Artington. The problem here with Artington serve the current, and they don't have current. You don't have electricity. The dam is located. Misburg is right. There's just a wire thrown away. And so I don't understand that. So I'm very, very, very optimistic that we keep on the engagement. Electricity is by far one of the most requested in our district. Yeah, but it has gone a good way. People in VOA community, not the whole VOA community, but Jatumatown community, Natsuko Village community, Central Broadville, they have electricity already. So we are very, very, very keen on expansion coming up short.
Benson also revealed that the second phase is expected to begin in August, describing the initiative as a demonstration of the government commitment to increasing electricity access. He assured additional residents will be connected before the end of the year, emphasizing that his primary concern remains extension of electricity. In a related development, Representative Benson has attributed ongoing road infrastructure projects in the district to his consistent engagement with the Ministry of Public Works.
Another one we talk about is that, like I said, road and infrastructure development. Again, I must say thanks to the government of Liberia through our documented advocacy. I remember when I came in, when I took office, I said, look, this is not a political conversation I'm coming here. This is not a CDC issue. This is not a United Body issue. This is not a CPP issue. This is a road issue. Our roads in District 17 needs to be paid, not only graded. You understand? And I did mention the VOA corridor, the Jacto Town corridor. I'm now sending you the video. I said it. I sent it to. I posted it. I sent it out to Ministry of Public Works, and I'm glad that the Ministry of Public Works in the government has the VOA road is been paid, concrete, and now they are on Jacto Road. I'm very, very, very glad. Well, look, this is when you come to development and when you come to doing all those things. It's not because your citizens live there. Look, at the end of the day, when I'm leaving the scene.
District 17 lawmaker Bernard Benson there speaking. The board chair of the Liberia Agriculture Commodity Regulatory Authority has called on Liberian farmers to comply with the European Union deforestation regulations ahead of the December 30, 2026 deadline. Madam Josephine George Francis warned that the agricultural products from Liberia could be banned from entering European market to fail to comply with the newly introduced European Union protocol. She emphasized the importance of establishing effective mechanisms and partnership to address the looming challenges associated with the regulations while referencing President Joseph Boakar's Executive Order number 151. The Director General of the Liberia Standard Authority, Stephen Wambo, has clarified to members of the House of Representatives that the institution does not possess direct regulatory or enforcement powers under its current act. Speaking to the legislative reporter a few minutes after his appearance before plenary, Mamu explained that the authority's mandate is limited to standards development, testing certification, and conformity assessment services. He noted that enforcement responsibilities relating to standards, consumer protection, and hazardous imports remain with government ministries and regulatory agencies, including the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. According to Mambu, lawmakers raised concerns over gaps in Liberia's quality assurance and public safety systems, particularly the importation of substandard and potentially hazardous products in Liberia.
Came as a response of the issues that were raised and what was told you, that's what we did. The Standards Authority of Foreign Act provides, so we don't have any regulatory, therefore everything that calls about enforcement of standards and everything like ministries and agencies, I think that's what they recognize that there is a gap in what we're supposed to do and what they expect us to do. So if you look at the Standards Authority, we make sure that standards are available. Next thing we provide what we call conformity assessment and everyone. But those things are involuntary, except they are demanded by federal ministries and agencies. So looking at the gap, I think what the House of Representatives want to address show that there are services that
Liberia's Standard Authority Director General Stephen Mahmoud speaking. The National Food Assistance Agency has stepped up the distribution of relief food to vulnerable people, including the disabled, schools, and old folks in Monrovia and its environs. As part of the distribution, NFA on Tuesday, May 26, 2026, carried 2 trucks loaded with rice, beans, vegetables, and palm oil to the Divine Case Academy in Johnsonville, the United Disabled Association in Louisiana, and the Dale Reform Ministry in Fendel. Speaking during the presentation of the items, NAFA Deputy Director for Operations, Elton Dixon, said the distribution of the food to vulnerable community is an indication that President Boakar has not forgotten the community. According to Dixon, whenever the NAFA receives more funding from government and partners, the government will continue the distribution to less fortunate people, especially during the rainy season.
President Boakar said, "You go around the country and be finding our people that need help." That's why we are here today. We've been in other counties, like almost 9 counties we went in. Somewhere we are in Masurado now. So we try our best as government come with some funding. We make it possible to reach the people that how we're doing. Maybe that what we delay small. But thank God that your name is on our list now. The way your name get on our list. So the National Food Assistance Agency is headed by Honorable Boakar A.S.L.E. We are here. We understand that you people are going through a lot of constraints with food activities. So especially when the rainy season coming now, to get food to go to the market is not easy. Even to go on the road to go hustle is not easy. So we thought it wise to make sure that we bring small food items to you people. At least I can be managing with what we're looking at there too for maybe so we can come back again. We are putting a plan together. All of us believe in God, right? Yes. It can be Muslim, can be Christian, we both believe in God. Yes. So let us pray to God. We are sending invitations. We are talking to other people in Liberia and outside Liberia that the National Food Assistance Agency government can give us more money. But sometimes the money can be plenty to the point to visit everybody. So we send invitation to other people that got money in the country. Even those that got money out of Liberia. When you want to help the vulnerable people, you want to help our disabled people, do it through the National Food Assistance Agency. Yeah. So we can reach to our people. Our people need help. Yes, Most especially in the rainy season, our people need help. Sometimes you wake up in the morning, the rain can allow you to go outside. You have to even go outside. So we want in at this time, really that time, we really want to help our people. So that what we say, look, let's pass back to our people, the disabled association in our place there, in Louisiana, let's reach to them. Even though we ain't bring trouble, but at least the one we brought, that's something.
The little one, Moncoil is in it.
Yeah,
Moncoil is in
little
it.
man, God is in it, right?
Yes.
So we thank God that we are here today.
Okay.
As God bless us and we continue to get more funding and continue to get more items, we will always come to you. We will always come to you.
And that's Elton Dixon, Director General for Operation of the National Food Assistance Agency. And if you're just joining in, as a reminder that you are listening to Foca News Rise, a 45-minute news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our world on Foca Radio 105.3 or www.focafm.com. I'm Emmanuel Gaswa anchoring this Wednesday, May 27th edition of the program. And to our final local development, the new Georgia Bazzotown community in the township of Ghannaville is tackling economic hardship following the demolition of its Palava House, the only source of income generation for the community. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Foca News, Chairman Watson Cannon said the Palava House served as the community's only reliable source of income generation. With its demolition, Chairman Cannon noted that the community dwellers have no other alternative source of income. According to Cannon, the demolition was carried out as part of preparations for the construction